Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point. And this evening, the NFL and the Tampa Bay area are mourning the passing of former NFL player Vincent Jackson. It was reported a few hours ago that Jackson's body had been found in a hotel room and he had passed away due to unknown causes. Here is a press release from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. It says that they are investigating the death of former Tampa Bay Buccaneers player Vincent Jackson. Jackson, 38, was found deceased on Monday, February 15, 2021, at the Homewood Suites located at 10240 Palm River Road in Brandon, Florida. According to hotel staff, Jackson, who is a South Tampa resident, checked into the hotel on January 11, 2021, and had been staying in a room since that date. On February 10th, members of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office spoke with Jackson's family members who called to report that he was missing. A formal report was filed on February 11th. The following day, February 12th, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office located Jackson at the Homewood Suites and spoke with him. After assessing Jackson's well-being, the missing persons case was canceled. Jackson was located deceased at approximately 11:30 a.m. on February 15th in his hotel room by a housekeeper. There are no apparent signs of trauma. The Hillsborough County Medical Examiner's Office will determine the cause of death as well as officially identify Jackson's remains based on dental or DNA records. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has notified Jackson's next of kin of his passing. A little bit about Jackson. His full name is Vincent Terrell Jackson. He was born on January 14th, 1983. He was an American football wide receiver who played for 12 seasons in the National Football League. He played college football at Northern Colorado and was drafted by the San Diego Chargers in the second round of the 2005 NFL Draft. He also played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jackson attended Whitefield High School in Colorado Springs, Colorado. As a senior, he was a Rocky Mountain News All-State Honorable Mention, a first-team All-Area pick, and a first-team All-Conference pick. He also was a standout in basketball. A straight-A student in high school, Jackson was accepted to Columbia, but decided to attend University of Northern Colorado on a partial scholarship to play both basketball and football. Jackson earned All-American honors as a punt returner, scoring the first time he ever touched a ball on a punt return against Adams State College. He rewrote the record books on the way to becoming Northern Colorado's all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, game and season, kick return yards, punt return yards, and receiving touchdowns. His senior season was highlighted by a 13-catch, 249-yard, 3-touchdown effort against Florida Atlantic University. Jackson also started for Northern Colorado in basketball. Vincent Jackson won the Bucs Man of the Year honor 4 years in a row from 2013 to 2016. He has a foundation called Jackson in Action 83 Foundation, and he worked closely with military families and especially military moms. He retired from the NFL after the 2016 season, having spent the last 5 of his 12 pro seasons in Tampa, and the actual official retirement came in 2018. He stopped playing in 2016 because he tore his ACL, and it ended up being a career-ending injury, and he never did come back after that, but he formally retired in 2018. There's a quote from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that says, "We are shocked and saddened to hear the terrible news regarding the loss of Vincent Jackson," Buccaneers co-owner Brian Glazer said in a statement. During his 5 seasons with our franchise, Vincent was a consummate professional who took a great deal of pride in his performance on and off of the football field. Vincent was a dedicated father, husband, businessman, and philanthropist who made a deep impact on our community through his unyielding advocacy for military families, supported by the Jackson in Action 83 Foundation. He was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection for his accomplishments on the field, but his greatest achievement as a Buccaneer were the 4 consecutive nominations he earned as our Walter Payton Man of the Year. Our deepest condolences go out to his wife Lindsay and the entire Jackson family. And then wide receiver Mike Evans, who was drafted by the Buccaneers in 2014, added this message to his former teammates' Twitter, said, "V Jax, thank you for everything. I love you, big bro. Praying for your family. Rest in paradise." So the mission of Jackson in Action 83 is to provide support to military families, which I've already stated. It also focuses on the educational, emotional, and physical health of the children of military personnel. And on their Facebook page, Jackson was last featured in a photo from December 2020 where, he was participating in a drive, in a Christmas toy drive of some sort. And then the charity itself has been active regularly on the page. They talked about the Super Bowl. And speaking of the Super Bowl and thinking about the fact that he was living in this hotel, this extended stay hotel, for over a month, is leading people to wonder if perhaps his wife had asked for a divorce and maybe he was suffering from depression. And then that may have been coupled with the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosted the Super Bowl just a week ago and actually won the Super Bowl, under the helm of Tom Brady. And so that may have added to, some form of depression that he may have been experiencing. And although he was 38 years old, he was still a very good football player and wide receiver. So we don't really know how he was adjusting mentally, to the fact that his career had come to an end. He was also an entrepreneur who invested in several restaurants. And one of those restaurants was called Calaloo's, which is located in St. Petersburg, Florida. And it opened under controversy because it is housed in the historic Manhattan Casino, which is a prominent landmark in a once bustling business district in the Black community. And many people felt that Vincent Jackson was brought in to address the community's concerns that several Black organizations were interested in the building, but they were overlooked by the city after a Sylvia's restaurant, or Sylvia's Soul Food restaurant, which was owned by a Black entrepreneur, had closed. And so they wanted another business run by a Black person to fill that spot. But instead it went to the owners of this group. I can't think of the name of the group, but the restaurant that they opened was called Calaloo's, and they are not Black owned. And so that happened a couple of years ago. And then in February of last year, at the height of the pandemic, Calaloo's silently closed as we knew it. And then they opened up later in the year as Calaloo's Bar and Bites. And they did this without going through an RFP process because this building is actually owned by the city, and there's, processes and procedures that must be followed. But this, city didn't object to them closing down as the restaurant that they were supposed to be opening, which they did open and only lasted for about 2 years, and then reopening with a totally different concept. but that, pretty much died down. I'm not sure if Jackson was a part of the rebranding and the reopening of the new format of Callaloo's, if he lost money in that venture. So there's definitely could have been a lot going on in his life. We definitely have to wait until the final report comes out to determine the cause of death. But it is, pretty odd that someone who had a professional football career and he had a pretty good net worth. And so for him to have been living in the Homewood Suites, there was definitely something going on. But we will wait for the final, report to come out regarding the cause of death. So rest in peace to Vincent Jackson, who has passed at the age of 38, and condolences to his family and friends. That's it for me, guys. Leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.